Hello everybody. Now we will be viewing optimization part tres. So for optimization part 3, we will be looking at a rectangular prism, as so, which will not have a roof. And what we are given is our x as our height, 4 meters as a width, and y variable as a length. Today we are going to try and figure out the minimum price for the surface area of such a rectangular prism. So our other givens are a volume of 36 meters cubed, the price of the base being $10 per base, and the price of a side being $5 per side. Now, let's continue and begin. So, what we're first going to do is develop our own formulas. Of course, we will begin with the volume formula for a rectangular prism, which is length times width times height. Next, we will continue on to a formula we won't really be using, but it's going to give you an idea for the one we will be using, which is surface area. The surface area for this rectangular prism is 8x plus 2xy plus 4y. How did we get this formula? 8x, it comes from this square here, this side, which is x times 4, and since we have 2, we get 8x. Now, the 2xy comes from this side of the rectangular prism, and since we have 2, we're multiplying it by 2. And the 4y comes from this dimension on the bottom, from the 4 width and y length. Now this is the important formula you want to know. The price for the surface area, which is what we want to find out, the minimum one. So now we're going to plug in our other variables. 5 times 8x, because 8x is a side, plus 10 times 2xy, because it is also a side. 5, excuse that. Plus 10 times 4y, because it is the only base we have. So our first step will be to get this formula and put it in terms of y. Since we have our volume, we will put 36 equals y times 4 times x. And since we want to get y by itself, we're going to move this to the other side of the equal sign and send it dividing. This simplifies to 36 over 4x equals y, which continues on to y equaling 9 over x. Now that we have this, we will input it into the price surface area formula, as so. 40x, because we're multiplying our 5 and 8, plus 10x times 9 over x, because we're now substituting our y value, plus 40 times 9 over x. As we continue, that's 40x plus 90, because the x's cancel out, plus 360 over x. Now we're just going to go ahead and move this x to the top, which is going to make this 360 x to the negative 1. Now we will get the derivative of this equation, which will be 40 minus 360 over x squared. And we will continue and move our 40 over to the other side, because now we want to solve for x, which makes negative 40 equals negative 360 over x2. We will basically switch the x2 and the 40, which will give us x squared equals 9, because 360 divided by 40 equals 9, and giving us x equals 3 when you take the square root of each one. Now that we have our x and y variables, we simply just input it all into the PSA formula, which will be 43 times 3 plus 90 plus 360 over 3 equals 120 plus 90 plus 120, giving us our final answer of a minimum price for the surface area of $330 when you add these together. Thank you.